Hi! On this video we will see how could a user register and log in using his Facebook account. So let's go ahead and start. First, when the user tries to register or log in to the website will redirect the user again to the external service, which in this case is the Facebook. Then the Facebook will send something called the authentication service access token. And when the user's browser receives the access token, the browser will forward this token back again to the website. Then the website responds to the user informing him that it got all of his profile data from his Facebook account and asks him to sign up using this data or automatically logging him in if he has already created his account on the website using his Facebook account. Now, let's see in details the steps required for the user to log into the Facebook account. So the steps to follow: number 1, go to developers.facebook.com/apps and create a new web application. So let's enter the email address and the password for the Facebook account. And here we go. So in order to become a Facebook developer, you have to create a developer's account using your Facebook account. So let's go ahead and click on the Register Now button. Now I have to verify my account using the telephone number. And after a while, I have received the confirmation code. Now let's click on register. This is a confirmation message. And let's now go ahead and create a new app, specifically a new website. So I will click here on this link and I will skip the instructions guide and directly create my new app. I will name my app, for example, 101 Designs Home Designs Project. So this name will be displayed to any user who wants to register on our website, and Facebook confirms with him that it will provide the data to the website in order to register it. So let's create the app ID. First, let's choose the category. I will choose, for example, business. And let's create the app ID. So he's testing me in order to make sure that I am not a hacking code. So I will select all the pictures which represents the tiger and click on submit. Now here we go. This is a new application that we have just created. Let's define some things here. So let's go to the dashboard. And it's very important now to copy this app ID and the app secret. So let's copy this one and open the notepad. And let's paste it here. So this one is the ID. This is the app ID. Copy it. And equals this one. Okay, cool. Now let's go to the settings. And it's very important here to add the domain name. So what is the domain name? The domain name in our testing phase is that one here, http localhost 50139. So I will type here, I will press Ctrl V, and don't forget after you publish your website to replace this URL with your website's URL. And it's very important also to add a platform as a website and type the same URL again. And optionally you can add your website's logo here. Let's also go to the app preview, this very important step. Okay, let's save the changes first. Now let's go to the app review, and this is a very important step that you have to set this option to on. Your app is in the development and unavailable to the public. Let's make it on in order for the app to be available to anyone who wants to log in to the website using his Facebook account. So let's confirm. Now congratulations, we have done with the first step. Now let's see what's step number 2. In step number 2, we have to copy the ID of the newly created applications into that page. So app start startup.ooze.vb, and let's go here to the Facebook area. And from the first look, it sounds that all we have to do is to uncomment those 3 lines and paste our ID and secret. However, to be more specific and ask the Facebook for more data about the user, I will do the following steps. So before everything, I have to import the Microsoft.owen.security.facebook. Then I will not type here the app ID and the app secret directly. Instead, I will start by defining a new variable called X, for example. So I will define X Facebook. Maybe we misspelled some letter here. Facebook authentication options. This is the one. Let's set the ID dot app ID equals the one we saved here in Notepad, and let's save the secret, set the secret of the X as the password here. Okay, but let's put it inside double quotations, both of them. Let's also set the scope to email. In other words, I want Facebook to provide me with the email address in addition to public profile data. In fact, how could I know all of those parameters? I mean the literal names here. How could I know what I have to type? Actually, let's go to the following URL in order to know which data I'm going to ask the Facebook about. So if you go to your browser and type the following URL here, this is one of the Facebook help pages. So you can find here what exactly you want to type. So for example, I typed the email and I typed the public profile. The public profile implies all of those properties: the ID, the Facebook ID of that user, the name of the user, the first name, the last name, the age range, and all of this information. So by typing public profile, you will get all of those information. So as you can see, you can ask for the user's videos, you can ask for the user's birthday. Whatever you ask, the user will be warned that those particular data will be sent to the website he tries registering into it. So let's close this page and let's go back to our Visual Studio. We will have to set the authentication type to default authentication type external cookie app dot use Facebook authentication X. That's all. And let's see here the next step to do. Drag the openOOZE.provider.aspx control into register.aspx and login.aspx. So we have to open the register page and drag the openOOZE provider user control inside it. So let's put it after the registration form. We will have to open also the login.aspx page and add the same user control. Okay, and let's rebuild our application and see how the register page will look on the browser. Now let's refresh. So use another service to log in. So if we click this button right now, nothing will happen. It will redirect me to another page called register external login.aspx, but this page will do nothing unless we write the JavaScript code. So let's see what is the next step here. Open the register external login.aspx page and add two text fields for the first and last name and image tag to receive the profiles data expected from the user's Facebook account. So let's open the register external login page. There is only one field for the email. Now we want to receive the first name, the last name, and the profile picture as well from the Facebook account. So how we are going to do that? All we have to do is copy this text here, copy this form group, and modify it for the first name. So this is a first name. So actually this text box field will receive the first name expected from the Facebook, and if the user wants to change his first name, he will have the opportunity to change his first name if it has already a misspelling in the Facebook account. Now, since we have done with the first and last name fields, let's add an image tag at the top of the form in order to receive the user's picture come from the Facebook. Now let's save everything and let's see the next step here. Go to developer's Facebook account and copy the code, the example code. So let's go to this page and let's copy this jQuery code. So I will copy those things between the script open tag and the script close tag. So I will copy all of them here, and then what is the next step? Create a new file called, for example, Facebook login.js and paste the copied code inside it. And before I paste the code here, I will write a function that on page load, what will happen? All of that will happen. Okay, and one important thing here to change is the app ID. So the app ID will be our app ID. It's not necessary to enter the password. So this is our app ID has been written, and let's go to fb.api me function response. This function is responsible for collecting the information from the Facebook application and sends it to the user's browser page, which in return sends it to our website. It will send it in the form of JSON format. So this response will be a JSON format, but actually we have to specify the data which we are going to request from Facebook. So let's type a question mark which represents the query string, and let's type email and first name and last name, and that's all. I will not type the picture because I will show you later how to get the picture's URL through the user's ID. So let's type those first, and after the request successful, I will type the element which has the ID of text, and be careful about the letter case. Text first name dot val will be equal to response dot first name. However, when the page comes to this line of code here, it will not find something called text first name. Why? Because text first name is a server control, and the server controls got renamed automatically when you run the page. Okay, so all we have to do here in order to make sure that the text first name will be rendered with the ID text first name is to put client ID mode equals static. So we will have to do that for the email as well, and for the last name, and also for the picture. Okay, so let's type the rest of the code. And actually there is one thing more that I want to do here, as I will add a new hidden field here that will later hold the user's Facebook ID. Run at equal server and its ID equal hidden ID user ID, or let's be more specific when renaming it in order not to get confused later, Facebook user ID, and client ID mode equal static. Okay, so let's go back to Facebook login. Actually it would be easier to copy this line and paste it. Now let's set the image source URL, this URL. Okay, so http graph.facebook.com plus the response ID, response.id plus the picture. And for the hidden ID, I will type var the response.id. Okay, now let's go to the code behind page for the register login, external login, and I'll press F7 here, and let's modify the code here responsible for registering a new user. So this procedure will run after the user come back from the Facebook page and click the register button after he ensures all of his data returned from Facebook. And for the picture, it will be equal to, I'll paste it here, and let's type the hidden, which holds the user ID, and picture. That's all we have to do. So let's save all, let's rebuild our project, and let's run our register page. So let's click on the external cookie button, and as I have told you before, Facebook will warn the user that this website will receive the following info. So by the moment we return back to our page, we will find all the information has been loaded successfully from the Facebook, except that this picture looks shifted to the left and we want to shift it a little bit to the right. So let's go back here and let's type style, press escape in order to avoid clicking the border style, and let's type float equals right, and save again, then reload our page again. Bingo. But before we click the login button, let's stop for a moment here to see what did the console.log functions written on the JavaScript page has resulted. And we are interested on one thing here, which is the object. The object is a container which holds all the information I required from Facebook. One of the most important information is the access token. So let's copy this access token. So let's copy the URL from Notepad and paste it here. Then paste the access token without forgetting to delete the double quotations at the beginning and at the end. And since the default query string here is ID and name, we will test the query string that we have written inside the JavaScript file. Let's paste them here. Okay, and let's see what is the result of this query string. So click on submit, and this is the email, this is the name, this is the first name, last name, and picture. And as you can notice here, the ID is coming out by default, even if you don't type it here. So you could keep testing as many query string data as you want, but within the limits this particular access token is allowing you, as the access token will only return the data the user approved to be sent. Many developers prefer to save the access token to the database. However, I find it useless for two reasons. First, I have got the information from the access token already and saved it on the user profile data. And second, this access token expires within 30 minutes only. So there is no use to use this access token after 30 minutes. Now, let's verify that the hidden field has got its value. So I can see here that the hidden field got the value of the user ID. So let's see what will happen if we click on the login button. Now the user Hazem has been registered successfully to our application. However, his email is not confirmed. If we follow our logic, since that particular user has registered using his Facebook account, which by the way contains the verified user's email, why don't we set the email confirmed fields to true inside the register external login page? So let's go back to our code here and let's modify the .email confirmed and set it to true. Okay, so now let's check our users table, refresh it. Now we can see that this is the email here and this is our user Hazem Khalil, and this is his picture from Facebook. Actually, if you copy this picture and paste it as a URL here, you will see the picture. Actually, a minor version of the picture. Facebook doesn't give us a high resolution picture of the user, but this is okay for us. Let's log off and let's try logging in using the Facebook account. So by clicking the external cookie button, and since the current user still has an open session with Facebook inside Google Chrome, he will not be asked about his email or password of the Facebook. So it seems that from now on this particular user doesn't have to remember any passwords related to that site. Now we have the task of changing that silly word external cookie we have here on the login page and the register page. So let's go to the user control, which has a copy on this page and the register page. Let's go back here and on the OpenOS providers.ascx, where is my button here? And it seems that all we have to do is change this text here to Facebook, then save all and view it in Google Chrome. Now here we go, we got the Facebook button, but let's actually change its color from white to blue in order to match with the Facebook logo color. And I'm doing that by changing the Bootstrap BTN default to BTN primary. Okay, however, it seems to me that it's not typically matching the Facebook's logo color. So let's go ahead and copy the exact color here from the Facebook website. And let's test it first on the browser. Okay, it seems matching to me. Border color will not be very necessary to be changed since it's already blue. I will just type the style, background color to the copied color. Let's refresh to make sure. Okay, now you might want to go further and put the Facebook icon before the Facebook text. So in order to get the Facebook logo icon, you have one of two ways. Either to bring an image for the Facebook icon and place it here, or to install a font. So there is one cool font located on the Font Awesome website. So let's search for Font Awesome. And it's very awesome fonts indeed. And all you have to do is go to icons and review the icons here. There's a very long list of icons, taking into consideration every icon you might need in your life. And by searching the Facebook icon, for example, you will get a list with different styles. So in order to install this font, you have to download it first. So let's go to the home menu, then click the download button. So let's go ahead and unzip this file. And open the fonts folder and select all the files inside it and copy it. Then paste it here inside the fonts folder. Paste it. You have to also copy the cascading style sheet. I will copy the magnified version since it's light to the content folder, and that's all what you need. Now you have to put a reference for the new cascading style sheet inside your page, and start by typing the span which will have this class written inside it. So class is FA, so you have to write FA first and then FA dash the font's name. And this is a typical procedure you have to follow if you decided to use any font awesome icon. And let's leave a space here. Now let's refresh our page. Okay, not so cool since the font here is very small. So let's increase it a little bit. And in order to increase it, just set its font size to a larger number. So let's set it to 16 pixels. Okay, let's make it bigger. For example, 18 pixels. Okay, it seems to me very rounded. So let's choose another font. And this one seems more appealing. Okay, let's take this one, Facebook Official. And actually, let's test it first inside Google Chrome. Official. Okay, this is what I want. So let's go back to our page. And let's increase the font here as well. Font size 18 pixels. Now save all. Refresh to make sure that changes has been saved. Okay. Now it seems to me that I have duplicated here the user control external login on the login page, because maybe it was existing here from the beginning and I dropped a new one. So let's remove one of them. For example, let's remove the original one which is located on the side and keep our added one. So if we return back to our page login, okay, this is the one I have to remove it. Let's actually remove it along with its div element. Now let's go to the code behind page in order to make sure that removing this element will not cause any problem in invoking it. And as I expected, there is a problem here. So let's remove this controller's name and replace it with our controller name. Rebuild our project. And okay, seems good. Now, one last thing I have to warn you about, that when times come and you publish your website to an external server, For example, smarterasp.net is blocking the Facebook traffic by default. So go to your control panel and make sure that the Facebook traffic is allowed. So if you go to the security panel, turn on the allow Facebook API option, as the default settings here inside smarterasp.net is off. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please press like.